my first question is, what is the Earth's core made of?
Okay, great question. So,
Cheese. Is it cheese or is that the moon?
So, short answer is it's mostly iron and a few other metals in there, nickel and cobalt, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's mostly iron. Now, the more interesting answer, or the longer version of that answer, is that, well, no one's actually been to the core, obviously.
Yet.
So how do you think they found that out?
Tests from...
Okay, yeah. All right, so first of all, we can, even without knowing, without measuring how heavy the Earth is, we can find out how heavy it is just by how much gravity it has in the first place.
Okay.
So now that we know how much gravity it has, then we can figure out where all of that weight is. And the crust, the bit that we live on, right, isn't particularly dense. You know what the word dense means? Yeah?
Nothing to do with me.
Okay, so dense is how it's mass divided by volume.
Okay.
So how much stuff is squeezed into something.
Okay.
Now that we know, because we know how dense roughly the crust is, we saw that there must be a lot more mass there, and it all has to be concentrated deep inside the core of the Earth. So it's not in the crust, not in the mantle, right? So most of it's in the core, and it has to be something very, very dense that's inside it. Now, to be honest, scientists have just kind of assumed that it's mostly iron. There are some really good reasons why. So there's evidence to back that up. One of the reasons is because iron is like the 10th is in the top 10 most common elements in the universe. Okay. And there's not that much iron actually at the crust, like the stuff that we can like dig around and try to look for it.
Yeah.
So they realize that most of it must be deep in that core. And that would make sense because it's so dense. So that would add to the density of the overall. So it just makes the math of the mass make sense. But no one really knows.
Yeah, okay.
It could be cheese for all we know, but I highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah.
A very dense cheese. A hard cheese, I'm guessing. Maybe Parmesan.
Yeah, Parmesan, yeah.
My dad said that he thinks that it's what's inside of a Malteser.
That would be nicer.
Well, that's not so dense. That's full of bubbles.
Yeah.
So you can tell him scientifically speaking.
It's not.
It's a good guess, but I think it's more likely to be a Parmesan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, so it is still, scientists are actually still working on trying to figure out, to refine this picture of what's deep inside.
Okay.
And we won't really know completely until we actually start digging in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go there.
No.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's incredibly hot.
Yeah.
I think it's actually hotter than the surface of the sun.
Don't look at me.
Okay, sorry. I get some verification there. I read this somewhere once. I haven't fact checked that. But I think that's the surface of the sun.
The surface of the sun is going to be
but
hot.
then even the I know that's why it's an amazing fact to know. So I think it's hotter, but even so the surface of the sun's hot.
Yeah.
But outside in the corona, that's even hotter than the surface of the sun.
Then why, when we put our hands on the ground, is it not hot?
Okay, well, I'm sure this would link to Layla's next question.